Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 35 of the Crushing Through Life podcast with your hosts, Rob and Jim. This is a show of two friends improving our lives through fitness, career, relationships, goals, and daily challenges. If you like what you hear, check out all of our links at linktree.com/crushing through life and drop us a line. Today is October 5th, 2021, and as always, let's begin with today's quote. The people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones that do. And that's from Steve Jobs. I'm sure we all know who Steve Jobs is. Steve Jobs is. He was an American business magnate, industrial designer, investor, and media proprietor. He was the chairman, CEO, and co-founder of Apple, the chairman and majority shareholder of Pixar, a member of the Walt Disney Company's board of directors following its acquisition of Pixar, and the founder, chairman, and CEO of Next. Jobs is widely recognized as a pioneer of the personal computer revolution in the 70s and 80s, along with his trusty sidekick and business partner and fellow Apple co-founder, Steve Wozniak. What was your first Apple product that you used in your life?
I think it was an iPod. I think I had the second generation that came out, and probably maybe grade 11.
That's crazy. An iPod was your first Apple product that you have ever used?
I think so.
Mine was, I think, grade 2 or maybe grade 4. Our school had like the Apple II, like old school, all-in-one Apple II computer. And I remember playing this game called like a helicopter game on it, and it was the best. But I remember like we were lucky enough in the school that we're at that our classroom had one of these computers. And I think that was like my very, very first introduction to like playing a computer game. was that
Clearly
game.
It was good because it got you hooked for
for quite some time.
Way later in life.
But but it's pretty wild, man. Like thinking back how long ago you used like your first Apple product, and like where Apple is now, obviously a huge, gigantic company.
Like Apple TV and all this stuff. And, they have shows that are like budgets are in the hundreds of mils, I'm sure. I never had Apple TV. Is Apple TV like kind of like a Netflix? Like they have their own, their own shows it's a
now?
Streaming service. So they have, there's one called The Morning Show with Jennifer Aniston and Reese Witherspoon.
Okay.
And Mark Duplass. And I guess like their co-hosts or whatever. That one's pretty big, supposed to be critically acclaimed to be pretty good.
Yeah.
There's one called C with Jason Momoa. And I'm pretty sure the concept is the whole world is blind.
Oh, wow.
But I just saw the trailer for season 2.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it seemed like from the trailer. So it's like, because at one point somebody says, who's ever going to get sight first is going to dominate the world. So we want to be like, so I could be wrong, but and then there's another one called Ted Lasso with Jason Sudeikis, and he's an American that goes over to Britain to coach a soccer team.
Okay,
but like it actually was a skit. It's like a 4 or 5 minute skit. It's pretty funny, actually. I'll send it to you. And then they turned it into a TV show because he's going over and he's like, yeah, we're gonna play hard for all 4 quarters, and they're like 2 halves, and he's like, oh, okay, halves, 2 halves, that's fine. And he's like, and we want to make the playoffs. I'm like, we don't have playoffs.
Wow.
And then he says another line where it's like, and we're gonna play all hard all 2 halves until there's a winner and a loser. And he's like, or a tie. He's like, you can tie. No playoffs and ties. Why do y'all even do this? It's pretty funny. It's just like the American take. He has no idea how the rules work and all this stuff.
Yeah.
But there's like a bunch of shows. So it just shows you, like you're saying, how big Apple's gone. Now I know you're not an Apple phone user.
No. Or even a computer user myself. Yeah, just PC and Android.
The phone is I have PC everything except for Apple. I love iPhone. I don't need it for anything crazy. Some people are like, oh, there's so many more features on the other one. Like, I'm not going to use that. Yeah. I just like that I'm, kind of set in my ways now with iOS, and that's just how I roll.
Yeah, I think everyone, in terms of technology these days, kind of gets settled in their own ecosystem that they first pick, whether it's Google, Android, or iPhone. And obviously, I think that's the way they're obviously, like intentionally designed. Is that once they have all your data, they just make it so you feel like it's just this huge encumbersome thing to just move to a different platform.
They
may or may not be bad. Yeah, they got you essentially.
They got me, for sure. Like I, it'll take a lot for me to switch at this point.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, even for my house, I have a bunch of Google products, Google smart home speakers all over the place that control different lights and all that, and turn on even my TV and my Xbox, and I'm very much into that whole ecosystem, I guess you'd say. But going back to Apple specifically, just because we're on the topic of Steve Jobs, I remember my first product I purchased that was an Apple product, like an official Apple product, was an iPod. And it was funny because I was actually cleaning my office the other day, and I just gutted the whole thing, and I found my old iPod, like iPod 30 gigabyte video, which wasn't even like the OG iPod. It was like the new version.
Well, yeah, if it was video, right? Because the original one was just the wheel.
That's right.
It didn't even have like buttons.
And it was like 1 gigabyte, I think.
Yeah, I remember the minis, and they're like, you can have up to 200 songs, and it was like, why don't you just splurge and get the big one?
But yeah, I remember actually having the iPod video, and I purchased it for college, obviously to listen to music on a 1 hour bus ride back and forth between where I was living.
Mm-hmm.
But also I got the video version to watch like Family Guy episodes that I had to like compress into the little tiny screen to watch it, and it was all kind of crappy quality, but it worked, man. It did its job, right? But yeah.
So in high school, Rob and I actually, our buses left our high school and went to, because of how far we lived from Carter, we had to go to another high school and pick up students from there. So the bus just did one loop, but you had two different high schools. So anyways, our buses were parked side by side on each other, and we would just make faces and do whatever and wave to each other nonstop while the buses were parked there for 10 minutes or 15 minutes, whatever it was. And I'd always show you what CD I had in my like Discman at the time. And then so that's how I know that I didn't get the iPod until later, because I started listening to it because I remember showing you, CDs after we became friends. So, grade 10, maybe even grade 11. That's why I think I got it somewhere near the end of grade 11. I actually bought it off Carlos, my first one.
Oh, that's another
I got a parking ticket. I had just gotten my driver's license, and I drove to Greg's house, and I bought the iPod off Carlos, and my back bumper was over the sidewalk by like, I don't know, a few inches. And I was inside for maybe 30 minutes. I came out and I had a parking ticket. And I was like, this is, the 2 weeks into having my license, I'm like, oh boy, this is not good. That's all. Actually, it's the only ticket I've ever gotten. Funny enough.
That's the only ticket you've ever gotten?
Yeah.
Wow, good for you.
For driving. I got a jaywalking ticket one time at McMaster.
Oh, actually, the lead singer of Our Lady Peace got a ticket for jaywalking pretty recently too. Rain Maida.
He's not dead, is he?
The lead singer.
Oh, lead singer. I thought you said singer. Yes. The late, like Rain Maida died.
No, the lead singer. It was a big social media post. Like he was jaywalking in Saskatchewan, and they posted it on his the Our Lady Peace Facebook and all that. It was hilarious.
Crazy. So it's been a while, I guess.
Yeah.
About 2 weeks now, I think. So what's new? What's up with you?
So I sold my car, man. Nice. I sold my car. I ended up not selling it privately to somebody off of like Facebook or Kijiji or Auto Trader. I did post it. I got a lot of tire kickers. Unfortunately, it was just, people kind of just, nah, So it was just a waste of time, and I wanted to get rid of it, obviously, as much as possible, get rid of the amount of money it was costing us every month. So I found a auto wholesaler in Vaughan, which is like a half an hour, not half an hour, like 20 minutes north of us. This place I found, and the guy was great, super professional. The place was awesome. They had a whole bunch of Corvettes in this really cool showroom. Nice. And this is a little tip for you guys, whenever you want to sell your car to an auto wholesaler, make sure you find a few in your area and you know their names. because he originally offered me like 16 for it, and I wanted to get at least 17 at the minimum.
Mhm.
And I mentioned another wholesaler, which I haven't visited yet, and told him that, well, these guys are offering me 17. So, I mean, if you guys can meet me there, you know, we can call this a done deal, and then whatever. If not, I'll just go to them. And the guy was like, let me talk to my manager, see what I can do. Obviously, they finished it up for an extra grand, right? So that was good. Sold my car, got rid of it, got the check.
You got to barter. Got to haggle.
You got to barter. Yeah,
barter with the gypsy. That's I did that at Jay's game one time. You know the guys that sell the hot dogs right outside the stadium?
Yes.
I think I told you the story before. I forget how much they were.
I've never bartered with a hot dog guy before.
So it's $4.50 or $5, like after the game. There's no lineup or anything. And I went up to the guy. I'm like, "How much for a dog?" And he's like, $4.50 or $5. And I was like, "I got $2 for a hot dog, man." And he goes, or because I said, "Yeah, the other guy down there is selling for $3.50. Like, I'm just going to go over there."
Amazing.
Or $2.50 maybe. And then I was like, "I got a toonie." And he's like, "Okay, we'll go." And then he's like, "All right, I'll come back." And eventually I haggled him down, got it for a toonie. It's the end of the night. He just wanted to get one last sale in.
It's so good, man. It's that for sure. You know, it's a hot dog.
Yeah, I got him good.
Go for a toonie.
Penny pinching at $2.50.
But yeah, so I sold the vehicle. You know, I guess at one point I did try to sell it privately to make more money, to get to at least sell it for like maybe 20,000, because I had like the extended warranty and I had like paint protection and all this stuff and winter tires, and it was in really good shape. But ended up selling for 17, which is fine. I'm happy with it. Mm-hmm. The amount of money that I got from it, it paid off. And this is another funny story. So the amount of the check that they gave me was 17, but they pulled an old statement from BMO that had $300 extra on it that were already paid off or something like that. So I ended up getting like $300 back from the check after the line was cleared. So that was cool. And then where was I going with this? Oh yeah, so I paid off my line of credit, or my auto loan, my financial auto loan, and my credit card. So my credit card's completely paid off. So I eliminated 48% of my debt just by getting rid of the car. And I'll tell you, man, it's honestly a huge weight off my chest, because I'm looking at my bank at the end of the month every when we get paid, and it's like, holy crap, I got $1,000 left in my in my account at the end of the month. I could just aggressively continue to pay off my debt, which I have.
That's awesome. That's got to be such a relief. It's like because like I know a lot of mental stress is financial, right?
It was a very expensive car. Like, not only did obviously that we had to pay the car payments bi-weekly. There was also the gas. The gas was like $300 a month. And then the insurance on top of it was like $200. So this thing was eating away at my paycheck, right? Mm-hmm. Learned my lesson. Never gonna buy a new vehicle ever again. That's for sure. Always buy a used car. If I could tell you that, right? Any situation that you're in, if you could pay a car for cash, that's the best case scenario. But I would never purchase a new vehicle ever. Or tell someone that like that's a good idea, unless you're like filthy rich. Yeah. But yeah. Oh, weight off the shoulder for sure.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. Nico started school, so he's 3 weeks into JK, and he's bringing work back in his backpack that the teachers are putting in his backpack, and it's making me so happy because I get to see what he's doing. Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you, I saw his first check mark on the first piece of paper that we got back for it was like dab the letter T, but the page had a bunch of letter T's and different letters. So if you dab another color in another letter, that it's obviously incorrect. And he got it. A+, man. First check mark.
Very nice.
So
put
proud. Huge dad moment. Put it on the fridge.
Yeah.
And then I'm looking at my fridge, and I'm gonna need some more magnets, right? And I'm looking at all this stuff that is on our fridge. It was all like realtor magnets and crappy magnets that were just collected over the years. I ended up scrapping all that and buying brand new magnets, like nice magnets from Amazon. And Terry's like, why did you buy magnets? It's like all the schoolwork's that's coming in right now is all of it's going on the fridge.
Yeah.
So
see if you can get a new realty magnet these days.
Yeah, absolutely.
Our friend just became a realtor.
That's right. Our friend just became a realtor. I guess we'll ask him if he wants to share. I'm sure he does, but we'll ask him later if he wants to share the website on our podcast. But yeah, it was like old calendar magnets that were on our fridge and all that stuff. So we got to get rid of it. What a nice magnets for
that's good though. It's happy because last time we spoke about it, he went to school and then he was sick.
Mm-hmm.
He's off the whole next week, so it's good to see him back and thriving. And does he come home like big grin on his face every day?
He does. He it's a little different right now because he's not on his own schedule anymore. So he is kind of like right now. It's kind of tough because he's saying I don't want to go to school. I'd rather stay home and play this game that I got him. I got him hooked on a new video game called Skycrapper Sim. Okay, so this is a new game that I wanted to get for him, or I wanted to find a game similar like this game that I got for him. It's just an elevator game. He loves elevators. You walk. It's a 3D skyscraper. You walk into it at the ground floor, and it's like an official Otis elevator, Schindler elevator, and you can press buttons to whatever 200 levels, and you can watch out look outside. And he loves this game. Skyscraper Sim. But maybe I got him hooked on it at the wrong time because he just wants to stay home and play it. But we've been talking to him about it, and school's important. You got to meet new friends, learn new skills, and all that. But we've been getting some reports back from the teacher. Unfortunately, he seems kind of quiet when trying to engage kids. Like even when kids try to engage him to come play, like he's complacent.
Mm-hmm.
So, but he was off for a week sick, right? And he's just started his third week, so he'll learn the ropes eventually. He's still kind of getting used to it, right? He's in a transition period in his life where he's getting used to
he's
school.
never had this experience either. It's not like if you and I went to school, we might just be. It's like, oh, okay, well, COVID is a thing, so you got to be a little more careful. But you would just go right back into it.
Right.
If you've never done it, you've never like hung out with strangers all day because mom and dad aren't there. Like it's it's a big difference. I'm sure, like you said, he'll figure it out and be more and more comfortable and start to do.
Yeah, for sure. And he mentioned a new name today, like that he was playing outside with during recess or whatever. So it was cool to hear that. Other than that, the teacher was like, yeah, I'm not worried about his speech or reading, and obviously he knows his numbers and shapes and all that, but the fine motor skills, right? So like just drawing the letter N, numbers, drawing a shape or whatever, that's his current challenge. So we got to make sure that, when he comes home, he has an hour to unwind. He can play Skyscraper Sim, have dinner. And I think our new thing now is we need to sit together as a family and, basically do some practice drawing, right? Step away from the tech. We all take a break from the tech as a family because we're all, I look at my phone, Tara looks at her phone. We unwind like that after dinner, but we need to focus together as a family to like help him in school, right? That extracurricular activity, which I'm sure is going to be years from now, it's going to be the same thing every grade that goes on.
Yeah. It's good that you do that as, I think, just to spend time, because it's not something, Jess and I don't really do that necessarily. Like even at like when we eat, but we usually have TV on, so there's still some sort of technology or whatever. We don't, just completely just like unplug, so to say. So it's cool that you guys do that.
Yeah, well, we're gonna start doing it just to help them, right? Even just drawing or playing with crayons. It's just the practice of like holding the pen down on the piece of paper. He's just struggling with that right now. So that's the next challenge that we gotta get him going on. So he can.
How do you hold a pen?
How do I hold the pen?
Yeah. So mine, is
Like this?
oh yeah, that's disgusting. So
This is disgusting?
yeah, look at this. This is the easiest thing in the world to do. Mine is the pen rests on my middle finger and my index finger controls it and my thumb holds the back for support.
No, I do the...
I saw, so we went to the boat club with Jess's parents.
Yes.
And the server there held the pen like this, like literally 4 fingers on one side and the thumb on the other. Like that's a lot of work.
That is a lot of work.
It's going to hurt your hand if you have to write like a full page. Imagine writing a full page like when you're in grade 12 and like you're in the exam for English and you have to do, like a 500-page essay or 500-word essay. God. Like this is going to hurt. Look at the ease of mine. That's a nice way to hold a pencil.
I used to hate taking notes in school. Oh, it was the worst, man. Just because I would write so much, my wrist would kill afterwards. Maybe I'm holding the pen wrong. Who knows?
Yeah, I tell you why.
I remember buying these like cheap, gunky pens, and they were so hard to write with. Like it would be difficult because they were so gunky, and like it wouldn't glide properly. So then I remember the first time I wrote with like a really nice pen.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was actually when I started working at my current job 10 years ago with my boss. She let me borrow her pen. Like it just was so nice. And I was like, I'm sorry, can I keep this pen? She's like, yeah, go ahead. You can keep the pen. This is such a nice pen.
Thinking about it now, the real heroes of like high school, I don't know how, because I would get, brand new binders and paper and pens and whatever to start school. And then halfway through September, I'm out of paper. I lose a pencil in between classes. So like I get to the next class and I don't have anything to write on or write with. And there's always those people that like, no matter what, have this endless supply of pens and pens. I remember like, it's just like, how do you ask for a pencil or a pen every day?
Yeah.
Where do they go? It's nuts.
I don't know. I remember dishing out some pens too, but like whenever I bought a set, I just threw them all in my pencil case, right? So I had multiple pens.
I never had a pencil case.
That's the issue right there.
Yeah, maybe once, but like I wasn't going to carry it. In elementary school, I did.
Yeah,
but in high school, no chance.
So yeah, dude, I cleaned my office. I took last Friday off, and I just gutted my office. So I got rid of a whole bunch of old, outdated IT textbooks that are just useless.
The same.
Well, from your perspective, yes.
I think the only thing that looks different is maybe your board in the back has less on it.
Sure. But yeah, like on the floor, there was a whole bunch of computer equipment and the filing had to get done. Like on top of over here, there was a bunch of paper over here.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't like filed anything since like the end of 2018. And I'm going through my filing box and I'm like, do I need to keep all these dentist invoices? Every time you go to the dentist, they give you like a statement invoice. I had dentist invoices up to 2011. And I look at Terry, my wife, I'm like, do I need to keep any of this? She's like, no, shred it. I shredded it. I got rid of obviously all the old Kia stuff because I don't have the car anymore. My box is like 5 pounds later.
Well,
so
it's
getting rid of all that crap.
The history of your teeth, just in case.
Just in case, yeah. So getting rid of a whole bunch of olds, and then of course going through my whole office, like my desk, and cleaning out all the old stuff. I'm donating a PC, a monitor, and getting rid of a bunch of cables I don't need to Value Village, which is like a clothing donation store that I bought the cheap $30 suit from. It's good to give back.
That's right. Some deals in that place, man.
Yeah, absolutely. What's going on with you, man? How was your week?
It's just been so busy. Nonstop. I went to a Jays game with 2 friends, Nick and Mark, last week. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, it was the last game of the season that they lost, and turns out had they won, they would be playing tonight in the wild card game.
Well, so your first issue was that you brought Nick there.
Yeah, that's it was a good night though, like, pretty fun, nice to see some friends. And then afterwards, I guess the trains don't come as frequently as they once did, so we just missed the train. I took the train in, and then the next one was an hour, so I just actually walked with Nick basically back to his house to the next stop on the train. It was like a 35-minute, 40-minute walk to get there. And that was nice. Like, it was a beautiful night for it. Other than that, I actually, I left my job in August. And I've been playing poker basically since the start of September. Last month was pretty crazy at the beginning, but in the end, started to have more consistency. But basically, yeah, I have. I'm trying to do, minimum 40 hours a week. It's not really that hard because most of the times when I play, it's like a 10-hour day. So it's it's only 4 days a week. Today I actually didn't play. I just did some studying, so there's that, and that's involved too. But nice. It's nice to have. You
can set your own hours.
Yeah, I kind of wake up at 10-ish now, which to a lot of people they're going to hate me for saying that, but like 9:30 to 10 or something, because Jess still has to get up, and I'm kind of a light sleeper, so once she's up, I'm mostly up at that point, and then I play from 10:30, like 11 o'clock until usually 6 to 7. Hopefully longer sometimes. Actually, last week was our 4-year wedding anniversary.
Congratulations. That's amazing.
And that means it's the 2-year anniversary for our friends, Matt and Kara, because their wedding, actually, no, maybe 3. Their wedding, our first anniversary was their wedding.
Was their wedding? Yeah.
On the same day. Yeah. And which also means happy birthday to my Aunt Sylvia. That's her birthday's on that.
Happy birthday, Aunt Sylvia.
And I guess actually, yeah. So, since the last episode was kind of emotional and, about my grandfather, I got to say thanks to all the people that reached out and said, that I did a good job, or they were proud of me and that kind of thing. So pretty nice to have the support. I don't need to hear it. I love doing this with you, but it did feel pretty good, to have cousins and aunts and uncles and even friends, saying like, hey, I know that probably meant a lot to your dad and whatnot. So, pretty cool.
I was also reading about the Queen's Diamond Jubilee actually the other day, and it's given to somebody who's made a significant contribution to their province. So pretty cool, man. Obviously a great man and well decorated.
Yeah, and you know what, like a couple of people said well done, or like good job speaking about him, and I'm like, I could have gone on. We could have done a full episode on him. It's very easy to talk about someone that, like, with those kind of crazy accomplishments, family, like starting with family, relationships, business, that kind of thing. So
right,
pretty cool. And this weekend, I feel like, as weird as it is, the family's never been kind of as close. It's been a long time since we've been this close, and I think there's supposed to be decent turnout for Thanksgiving.
Oh, nice.
On Saturday. So
excellent.
Yeah, and then I'm seeing my mom's side on Sunday, so should be a good weekend. What's your plans for Thanksgiving?
So we got my wife's side on Saturday, and then my mom's house on Sunday. Okay. My side on Sunday. So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. Pumpkin pie is my favorite pie, and there's gonna be plenty of it. My mom said, please bring pumpkin pie. I said, oh, that's not a problem.
Consider it done.
That's my favorite pie. It's delicious. I could eat a whole pie to myself, and it's actually disgusting when I think about it now. But I could do it.
So also, I guess, this weekend's going to be pretty special. I think Jess and I had to get up early today. She had a doctor's appointment, and she is 3 months pregnant.
What? No way!
So I wanted to tell you on here.
Oh my god!
To get your literally live reaction.
That's amazing. So congratulations!
Pretty exciting.
Wow!
We're gonna tell everybody this weekend. So by the time the episode airs, everyone will know.
Okay, so you don't want me to say anything until
then? You gotta keep your mouth shut for 4 days.
That's amazing, dude. Congratulations.
Thanks, buddy. It's
wow.
I got goosebumps right now. It's the coolest.
This is so cool.
It's the coolest thing. It's been so hard to not tell anybody. Like Nick asked me last week when I was at the Jays game. Like, are you guys like it's always a tough thing to ask, I guess. And
we talked about before too, right?
Yeah, like he knows how it is, and one of our other friends is pregnant. Actually, pretty similar time. Will, and so it's so like when he asked me, I kind of grinned, and I like for a poker player, I wasn't expecting it, and I had no poker face, and I felt bad, like having
because you're so excited, right?
Yeah, but we just we wanted to wait a little bit, and but today it's so cool. We got the picture of the ultrasound, and like Jess has an app, and she's following along with like the size of how it is, and pretty cool. But like our baby has a face now and all this stuff. So I guess the due date is April 15th, which is 15th, okay. 5 days after my birthday, 4 days after Greg's. So it could be so many April birthdays, man. Like everybody,
I'm so happy.
Half of my friend group is born in April, I swear.
Yeah, we do have a lot of April friends for sure.
Yeah, with friends and family, there's just so many people.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's I don't know.
That is oh man, I wish I could come and give you a virtual hug, dude. And obviously big hug and kiss to Jess. Congratulations to both of you. That's amazing news. I'm so happy for both of you guys.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So I'll join that's why listening fantastic. To all the stuff that you say, for advice and what to do and
of course,
what to soak in, so it's
I'm here for anything, man. If you have any questions at all, like we're always here for you guys. Absolutely.
Thanks, buddy.
Not a problem. I also have exciting news.
Okay.
Not quite as exciting as what you just announced, but I watched E.T. finally.
Hey, that's a big step, man. That is pretty exciting news. It's funny? So E.T. was released. I'm going to look up the year. I feel like it was in the 80s.
Yeah. I think it was 80. I'm going to say 83, 84?
1982.
Oh, I was kind of crazy. Yeah. 1982.
So when E.T. I think turned 20 years old.
Yeah.
So 2002, they re-released it in the theater. So not only did you not watch it as a kid, but you missed the re-release as well, because I actually saw it with my aunt and uncle in the movie theater. Like I had already seen it before, but I saw it again there. So anyways, what did you think of it?
I thought it was great, to be honest. I thought it was actually a really good movie. Didn't know. I think the only thing that really kind of pissed me off is when they were in the sky. Why were they pedaling? Do you need to pedal while you're in the sky?
Well, yeah, because that's how there was the momentum that carries them, right? Like if you stop pedaling, then they would just fall over sideways.
And then why do the cops have guns out? They're children.
So they actually, depending on which edition that you see, they re-released it the 20 years later, and they switched those with like flashlights and other things.
Oh, really?
Because the gun, they're like, why are they're not going to shoot these kids?
Yeah.
So you're not the only one to say that, and they took that out. Little known fact, but
that's interesting.
Yeah, E.T. used to scare the shit out of me when I was a kid. Every shadow in a room, and I'd be like calling my mom and dad in to turn the light on. Yeah. And he was a friendly alien, but that didn't matter. He's a creepy guy. But so have you seen Stranger Things?
I watched the first season of Stranger Things. We haven't seen the second yet. We haven't started the second yet, which we need to get on. I actually really enjoyed the first season of Stranger Things, so I'm assuming 2 and 3 are going to be just as good. But the ending of season 1 was really cool. I remember it being awesome. I mean, I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but it was cool.
I thought that season 1, especially the first couple episodes of Stranger Things, was like a ripoff of E.T. with the kids on bikes and playing like like not necessarily a ripoff, but like a nod to it. Like it's kind of that feel, right? And even like the setting of where Stranger Things takes place, when Stranger Things takes place, is reminds me of I guess that time frame of when ET was filmed. But it's pretty cool, I think. And I mean, ET is pretty big for culture stuff. Like there's probably so many jokes now that you'd watch in The Simpsons. Like there's one time where Milhouse, Bart goes to get his soul back from Milhouse, and he knocks on the door. It's a guy in an alien suit, like how in an astronaut suit, just like in when they come and ET's like lying sick in the bathroom floor, and the guy comes up the stairs, and there's so many things, where people rip off or make fun of ET.
Yeah, well, it's a classic movie, and I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed it, and it was great to watch something like that, like during the day when Nico watched it. Like he sat down and watched it for a little bit. And I was like, I was looking at Terry. I was like, should we allow this? Like, I don't want to freak him out. And you know what? It was fine. He watched a little bit of it. He watched the Happy Alien, and
he's braver than I am. That's for sure.
Continue playing with other toys at the same time.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah,
that's cool though.
Yeah. We'll have to, I guess, come up with a list of like movies, like 100% movies that you should totally see. And like maybe there's a few that I haven't seen yet, like must watches.
Let's do like a list of like 10, and try maybe like homework for next week, and we'll do 10 movies that you would absolutely recommend to anybody to watch.
That like me personally.
Yeah, like just like I don't know. It doesn't have to be your favorite movies.
Yeah.
Right. Like it could just be something that you would recommend. Like if you sit down and you watch this movie, you will have a good time for 90 or so minutes, and see if any of ours overlap.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Something we can do for sure.
Actually, speaking of movies, Jess got us tickets to go see James Bond tomorrow night.
Oh, nice. And yeah, it's out right now, right? It just came out?
I think, well, it's supposed to come out on the 8th. I don't know how she got early
access
tickets, but yeah, so pumped.
Tomorrow night.
Yeah, so somehow we have it tomorrow night. Maybe it comes out tomorrow night. But okay. It was supposed to come out April 10th, so my birthday, 2020. And then it got pushed back to October, and then it got pushed back to this April 4th, and then it got pushed back again. And now enough's enough. They're just going to put it out. But we just ran through all the Daniel Craig's, his James Bond movies.
Oh, nice.
Recently to kind of prep and get ready, and like I'm such a huge James Bond fan. Just like a huge super fan. I know everything about James Bond that I can. It's pretty big fan. So I've been so pumped for this for a long time.
Speaking of James Bond.
Oh wow, is that the like walkthrough?
This is the official GoldenEye 007 N64 player's guide walkthrough. It's got all the levels and like everything that you need to do. I don't know if I've ever shown you this before. You haven't, but I guarantee you I could write that novel. Like I could write that book myself. I'll bring it next time to show you. But this is like the one thing I can't throw out. No, I would never throw that out. Yeah. I actually like, that's one of the games that I could tell you how many guys are like in each room, when you're going through like or where the, the Century guns are and all this stuff. Like, there's a friend of mine back when I was at daycare, and his dad came to pick him up. Yeah. And he was like, Jim, I don't know how to beat this level. Like, how do I do it? And I would have been like 9 or 10. Yeah. And I wrote it all out, like literally step by step, how to beat the first bunker, because he didn't know how to do it. Oh my God. And I was 10. So like, and this guy's, I don't know how old his dad would have been at that point. That reminds me of like EverQuest, and EverQuest is another MMO type of game, kind of like World of Warcraft, but my cousins used to play EverQuest, and that's what got me hooked onto EverQuest. And my cousin, who was visiting in Italy at the time, sent a postcard to my other cousin who stayed, and he like gave him access to his EverQuest account to play his character to level him up. Mm-hmm. And he wrote a whole, like on the postcard from Italy, this came from. Like a whole instruction set of what to do and how to play the game. And it was hilarious. Wow.
Think of how far we have come
I know,
thanks to Steve Jobs and people like him, that you don't have to send a postcard from Italy. You can message somebody and they can have it in seconds for free.
So crazy. Well, thank you, Steve Jobs, and thank you, everyone, so much for listening to our podcast. This has been episode 35 of Crushing Through Life. If you enjoy our show and would like to follow us for more, check us out at linktree.com/crushing through life. Jim, amazing news. I'm so happy to hear that. What an episode.
Thanks, buddy.
This is probably my favorite episode so far. I'm so happy for you. It's exciting.
That's why I wanted to do this so bad.
All right. Take care, buddy.
All right. Till next time.
Later.